This man had everything, and yet he chose to throw it all away. Today we will be talking about the phenomenon known as goonicide. Hello everyone, it's Mr. Troll delivering an update. This is something I actually wanted to talk about a few days ago, but I couldn't, because I was busy within my personal life. However, I still need to talk about this, because I think this is a very important topic to talk about. Goonicide. So in case you think I am speaking gibberish, the word goonicide is a portmanteau of the words gooning and oh, I can't say that word on YouTube, but you get what I mean. So basically, it is when gooning leads to death. Because yes, apparently gooning can lead to death. And victim number one of this case went by the name Nautica Malone. Yeah, I'm not good at pronouncing names, okay? So anyways, what happened was that this guy was at a drive-thru ordering food, and this was a drive-thru of bikini beans, which apparently is operated by what I like to call Jennies. Basically 10 out of 10 women who are really hot, really wild, and really all kind of stuff. And this guy was then caught not wearing his pants and allegedly gooning in front of the drive-thru. And I think if you really want to pull some baddies at a drive-thru, then go ahead and do that, as long as you do it in a right way. Like, you should be a fun person to be around and make sure those women are having a great time as much as possible. That is how you can land dates with them. But when those women see you not wearing pants, let alone gooning in front of them, then I'm sure they are having anything but a great time. They are probably creeped out. And at this point I think every functioning human being thinks this is a socially inept incel who has no idea how to behave around a woman. Like, you know, your average Discord moderator who never leaves his dark basement and as a result creeps women out without even realizing it. So you would expect this guy to be someone who simply never got laid. However, here is the shocking part. He apparently had a wife and a child, and that raises so many questions. What kind of woman was willing to have intercourse with a man who has no idea how to behave around women properly? Because the child had to be created somehow, right? Unless the child was adopted, which is very likely. But even then, if this guy had a wife, couldn't he at the very least, at the very bare minimum, had a roleplay activity in the bedroom where the wife would pretend to be a barista from that drive-thru, because he could have done literally anything but this. But because he did what he did, the barista basically uploaded a video of him doing that on TikTok and basically brought the term 15 minutes of shame a new meaning. Here's some of the clips that I am able to show.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Call 911.
And this basically prompted the guy to off himself. Now if you think he pulled the trigger or whatever simply because he was embarrassed, I don't think that was the case. Now, I don't know for sure what was going through this guy's mind because I could never read his mind, surprisingly enough, but I have a strong speculation to what most likely happened. But first, let's suspend some disbelief, shall we? Let's just assume that a random woman saw a socially inept pervert creep and she thought that shit was attractive, so she decided to marry him and also take his virginity. Let's assume that. How do you think she reacted after finding out her darling of a husband was more interested in a random barista than her, and even behaved in the most inappropriate way imaginable, and therefore had to be embarrassed on TikTok? And I think everyone he knew saw that TikTok. His boss, his co-workers, his friends, everyone. And so what I think happened is after the clip went viral, his wife divorced him, took custody of the child, then he got fired from his job and became homeless. He basically lost everything he had, all because of one poor decision. And guess what? I don't feel bad for the guy. I mean, he already had a woman by his side, so why on earth did he feel the need to edge to some other woman? He should have been a faithful husband, you know. But do I feel bad for the wife? No, neither. After all, it was her decision to procreate with such a pervert. Instead, it's the child I feel bad for. Imagine how much he's gonna get bullied when he grows up. Now, I am against bullying, but I can totally understand when his classmates will be like, hey, that's the kid whose father committed Sudoku after being filmed acting all creepy and perverted around the barista. Oh, so that's the kid whose father was a creepy pervert who had no idea how to behave around women. Okay, so how does the child exist? Because surely some woman had to not get creeped out by the pervert enough to, you know, create this child together with him. No, but seriously, I still can't believe this guy managed to get a child. Okay, maybe he did, but the child could not have been biological. I don't think any woman would be willing to ever take the virginity of someone who would make them feel uncomfortable. I genuinely think this child was in reality delivered by the stork.
Oh my god, the stork! Where's my baby?
Sweetie, you and me are gonna make the baby.
Now, the mother of the guy has spoken up and blamed the barista for his death, because she embarrassed him too much by publishing that video on TikTok. I'm sorry, but she was basically just doing her job. The guy ruined his own life and has nobody but himself to blame. Even if he never managed to understand that gooning without pants in front of a woman might possibly make that woman creeped out. Like, even then, he already had a woman he should have committed to, and he had a child, he had everything, and he chose to ruin everything. Let this guy's fate be a warning to everyone here, to not throw their life away, and to be faithful in a marriage.